The reason why I invited you here for a brief press conference is to respond on a very important national issue, which has to do with the unity of this country and peaceful coexistence and sustaining of democracy in Nigeria. I wanted not to join issue with a senior legal luminary, RA Barrister Babalola SAN, the founder of Babalola University. It is a very, very shocking to the nations. A respected personality, a respected legal luminary, to call for interim national government after the expression of tenure of President Muhammadu Buhari. Babalola SAN has his right to exercise his constitutional right for expression of fundamental human right for freedom of speech. But he has no right whatsoever to call for anarchy in this country. The literal meaning of international government in a Oxford dictionary is a provisional government, transitional government, or emergency government. So what always gives birth to international government is if the country is at war, or if the country is being invaded by foreign countries, or if there is also collapse in the previous administration. Nigeria has an existing constitution which is still operational within the three arms of government. That is 1999 constitution as amended. To my greatest surprise, a legal luminary who knew that the tenure of office of political office holder was clearly specified by the constitution. And Nigeria is not at war. Nigeria has not been invaded by any foreign countries. All the government apparatus are operational. There is no breakdown of law and order across the taxing state of the Federation. And the President Muhammadu Buhari is still the commander-in-chief armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And his tenure is going to terminate 29 May 2023. So for anybody in this country, no matter his status in this country, to call for interim national government, he's not wishing this country well. This is an invitation to anarchy. This is an invitation to constitutional crisis, and this is an invitation to cause serious political disorder in this country. So I call on each and every respected Nigerian and Nigerian to reject the call for convocation of international government after the expression of President Muhammadu Buhari administration. This is unpatriotic. This is a pure invitation to anarchy, and this is also unconstitutional and illegitimate. So for him to call for independent National Electoral Commission to postpone election, 2023 election, it doesn't mean well for this country. the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, mandated INEC to conduct, supervise an election at the expiration of the tenure of office of political office holders for a period of 4 years. So for somebody who I have a full respect for him, a senior lawyer like Babalola is uncalled for and should be totally rejected by every Nigerians. Because this thing can give a crisis in this country. So I see no reason why Nigeria is not at war. Nigeria is not at any civil crisis according to 36 state of the Federation. So there's no reason whatsoever that will give a battle for invitation for interim national government. I call on all the security agencies in this country to be on serious alert. Because somebody who knew what is the legal consequences for invitation of crisis or anarchy in this country, a respected lawyer will now start calling for international government. On what reason? On what ground? What justification gave him to call for international government? So I call on Independent National Electoral Commission to go on with the preparation for elections. All political parties in Nigeria should go on the conduct of the party primaries also and file nomination to Independent National Electoral Commission. I call all the sundries to reject in totality the call for interim national government. Because the simple meaning for interim national government is emergency government. That is what happened during 1993 when President Ibrahim Babangida stepped down and also appointed late Chief Ernest Shonika as head of interim government. But what we have seen what happened. I think that government only lasted for 82 days and the military took over. So General Sani Abacha took over for him because he cannot control what is happening in the government. So we have an existing president, we have governors, we have members of National Assembly. And they are still doing their duties as it was prescribed in 1999 constitutions as amended. So for anybody to call for interim national government, it doesn't mean well for this country. It's somebody, a respected personality like Babalola. So the security agencies should put you on watch list. Because this is a serious problem to this country. If somebody like him will start calling for international government, when he knows that in Nigerian constitution there is no provision for international government. The reason for international government is when the country is at war. And we're not at war. There is not any civil war going on in this country. And Muhammad Buhari still remains in charge of this administration. So for anybody to start calling for either group or individual calling for international government, it doesn't mean well for this country. So I call on the security agencies to put you on watch list to make sure that there's no breakdown of law and order in this country. Because when you hear people like you start talking this way, then the government has to be very vigilant on some personalities like him. Because we don't know what it is. It will transpire in few days. So I call on the President and the Commander in Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to make sure that he checkmate any group of people or individual trying to cause permanent trouble in this country. So I think what I have wanted to brief you earlier is on this issue and also on the issue of security. So I call on the Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief Forces of Nigeria, to also tighten his belt to make sure that he provides security in this country. Because what happened on the Kaduna train attack is something which has not been done throughout in the history of Nigeria, even in some African countries. People was attacked, killed, bombarded, and taken away, kidnapped, and taken away for ransom. This country must be on alert. Mr. President should be on alert to make sure that he provides full security in this country. Because what is happening now, you see, across the geopolitical zone, each and every zone has their peculiar security problem. So I now call on the Mr. President as the Commander-in-Chief Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to deploy more securities in some dark spot areas and to also deploy more technology and also to go ahead to Nigerian Air Force to start using Super Tucano to make sure that all these armed bandits, insurgents are flushed out of this country. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah. An interim national government is an emergency government if the country is at war. Is Nigeria at war? The answer is no. And also if the previous administration has collapsed. Have the present administration collapsed? It has not collapsed. Judiciary are working. National Assembly is operational. And the executives are working. That is the governors and the president. So as an implication of that, it is only if the country is at emergency situation, if the country is at a state of emergency, a state of war, that is why you call for interim national government. And it's a transitional government. And the call Babalola made, he was calling for former presidents and former vice president and MBA and other professional bodies to come and manage the affairs of interim national government. And he was calling for people constitution, that where there will be a bicameral parliamentary system of government, where the members of the parliament will be only entitled to certain allowances, not monthly salaries, so that to reduce cost of governance. So on this note, I could have even suggested that the present administration should go back to archives and took a report of 2014 National Conference and took the good recommendation, because that National Conference involved a lot of technocrat, politicians, professional bodies, traditional rulers, and members of former members of National Assembly and political parties. So if the present administration can go back to archives and took a good recommendation of 2014 National Conference, which was conveyed by the immediate government of the Goodwill Jonathan, will be the best idea. But for him to call for people constitution, the constitution we're having is enough for us is enough to be used in this country. It's only that the operator of the constitutions has a question mark. So there's no the implication of interim national government. If you look at it from 1999 to 2023, we have uninterrupted democratic government for good 23 years in the history of Nigeria since Nigeria got independence. So I see no reason why somebody like him will not start calling for interim national government, which is unconstitutional, which is illegitimate, and is called for anarchy. This is a total invitation to the collapse of this country. So I see no reason why also when INEC has spent a lot of money in buying materials for election, and somebody will just sit down and start calling for international government. We have seen we have seen it from the past experience we have. Look, in a simple means, this is an invitation to military rule in Nigeria. That is it.